And when it was great indeed. What a day for Who Dat Nation, and what a day for Drew Brees himself, the legendary, the greatest of all time, Drew Brees. Saints quarterback number 9 for life. I imagine they're going to retire his jersey at some point. But before we get into all that, let's go ahead and hit that intro, gang. Who dat, baby? Drew. Welcome to the Who Dat Weekly, featuring the Dirty Dev's finest, Christopher J. Spies. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is smiling just like I am today. I decided to have the honor of putting back my old number 9 jersey. If y'all can see, hang on, let me see. Yeah, I think y'all can tell. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today, in fact, let me go ahead and pull that up real quick before I forget. 1 second, guys. So here is today's content. We're going to be discussing Drew Brees' legacy as he just became a first ballot 2026 Hall of Fame candidate. And we're also going to discuss Tyler Shough as well in this episode, and how he might be able to follow Brees' footsteps as a Saints quarterback moving forward. And on top of that, we're also going to discuss this coming Super Bowl that's in 2 days. Of course, based on the recording of this video, of course. So, all right, I'm so excited to talk about this again. Like, it's been a minute since I glorified Drew Brees. Like, sure, I did here and there, but to have this honor, like, this is a serious honor to have. Like, in fact, let me go ahead and pull up some stats so we can follow along here if I can find the stats real quick. But here we go. Yes, there we go. So just this picture alone just shows how amazing of a quarterback Drew Brees was, especially as a Saints quarterback. And this man is special for many, many reasons. It's not just being a Saints quarterback. It's basically being the resurrector of a city that went through absolute hell. And I don't mean to be giving a lot of people PTSD, especially with the events of Hurricane Katrina, especially since I'm a Hurricane Katrina victim myself. But at the same time, it's part of our history now. But he came to a city completely broken. And he restored it. And the way he restored it was like the least of our expectations, because I was 13 when this man became the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and when he entered New Orleans, and after one of New Orleans, let alone one of America's worst hurricanes to hit the Gulf Coast of the southern United States. And my God, like, was he a blessing? But in the beginning, and this is where I'm going to start the recap process here. In the beginning alone, like, he was just a simple man looking for another job because he got replaced by Phillip Rivers when he was the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback. And well, they used to be the San Diego Chargers. Sometimes I flip-flop between calling them San Diego or Los Angeles. But at the time when they were the San Diego Chargers, it looked like Drew wasn't actually going to pan out in the NFL. And at the beginning, you would say you classify him as kind of mediocre in the beginning. Like, we're talking like his first 2-3 years in the NFL. And when the Saints signed him, that offseason of 2006, now I was 13 years old, so I didn't know much about him, but at the time, I can only imagine the older Saints fans were thinking, what were y'all thinking? Like, I can only imagine how aggravated they were because at the time we had Aaron Brooks, who in his time with us led us to our very first playoff appearance and our very first playoff victory over the Los Angeles Rams. To a lot of you oldies watching this video, I hope y'all enjoyed that reference. But So at the time, we had Aaron Brooks, and even though we had a god-awful season, but we had reasons to have a god-awful season. It was because of Hurricane Katrina. We had no home. We were on the road literally 24/7. I mean, it affects the team. So I'm sure at the time, and if any of you older Saints fans want to chime in on this, please do, because like I don't like I've only seen Aaron Brooks play for like 2 years in my young life because I'm only 32, turning 33 in April. So I didn't witness a whole lot of Aaron Brooks, but I do know that he was one of the better quarterbacks in a Saints jersey. So, but 2005, I just witnessed probably one of his worst years for certain. So, at the time, we were. I'm sure. If I had to guess, I'm sure Saints fans at the time were thinking, "You really got Drew Brees of all people, who just destroyed his own shoulder." And yes, he had a bad shoulder at the time because I think it was like the second to last game or last game of the season for Drew Brees, and he absolutely destroyed his shoulder when he got sacked. I think his whole entire rotator cuff was destroyed. And oh, by the way, fun fact. This is actually a really fun fact. The same doctor that fixed Drew Brees' shoulder is the same doctor that fixed my shoulder. What are the odds? Isn't that crazy? Like, I kid you not. Yeah, that's very sick. So I played football in high school, and I had a really bad dislocated shoulder problem, and it turned out one of my rotator cuff muscles were loose, so I had to get surgery. And lo and behold, the doctor who repaired my shoulder, was the same doctor that repaired Drew Brees' shoulder. Again, wow, I did that twice. Anyway, so what are the odds? Am I right? So, anyway, going back on track with the recap. So yeah, Drew Brees walks into New Orleans with and everybody's like got little to no expectations. So we had no idea how good he was going to be with us, especially with a team that just finished the year 3-13. This is before the 17-game schedule even was a thought. And we're just like, this is just no way this is going to work, right? We got a rookie head coach. We got this guy who's only 3 years experience in the NFL and with a bad shoulder. We have a whole team that needs to be rebuilt. We're just thinking, oh, this is going to be another bad year. Now, 13-year-old self was just too busy trying to like get his life back on track, or really, me and my family were trying to get our lives back on track. After the events of Hurricane Katrina, we had to like get a whole roof rebuild. We had to get things back in order. My dad had to get back with his job, etc. So it was a process for us. So at the time, I wasn't even really thinking how good Drew Brees was. And then that, of course, 2006 happened, and that's where the magic began. The first two games were not, while they weren't spectacular, they showed that they had a lot of fight in them. The offense was okay-ish at the time. It wasn't like up there, not like how he was in the later years, but he was up. But they were adequate enough to where they were actually able to score and win games. Defense was there, and they were good enough to win games. Now, were they great? Were they perfect? No, absolutely not. The 2006 team had to fight tooth and nail through a lot of good teams that year. I still remember that year very well. Like I think we finished the year 10-6, went all the way to the NFC Championship game, and I was just thinking, well, that was cool. That was actually kind of nice. We got to see the Saints get one win away from the Super Bowl a year after Hurricane Katrina. Well, sadly, the next 2-3 years was absolutely nothing. But it was through those years alone that we start to see Drew Brees himself align and like really start to shine. Like even though those years weren't the best, they start to show how good Drew Brees really was. The man was deadly accurate. The man would score left and right. This man, while he wasn't known for a runner, he will run when you least expect it. Like if you weren't paying attention, he's gonna skedaddle and do his thing. This man, it's like he had lasers. He's got like laser vision of something of the sort. Like I don't know how. Like, no NFL quarterback is as accurate as he is. And that's why on the screen you see here, he had a 67.7 completion percentage in his entire 15, 16-year career that he was with us. Holy cow. Like, you just can't get any better than that. Like, not a single quarterback, even Tom Brady himself, got that close to how good he was with his career completion percentage. Now, even though he's broken so many records, man, this man is a legend. And boy, oh boy, and that legend carried on. As we know, 2009 came around, and that was the greatest year of really any of our lives. we saw us go from like being kind of mediocre after 3 years after a 2006 NFC Championship appearance to Super Bowl appearance 3 years later. Holy smokes. That was one of the best years of our lives, because we saw not only Drew Brees do his thing, we saw one of the greatest offenses in the league go off and just to continually make havoc for opposing defenses. We saw one hell of a defense, even though they weren't the best in the league that year in terms of like points allowed and all that. But they were the best in turnovers, and that's where they got you, is the turnovers. But Drew Brees was like a magician. He took out Peyton Manning. He took out Kurt Warner. He took out Brett Favre. At the time, they were the three best quarterbacks in the NFL at the time. And now since they've retired, and I think we kind of forced retirement, except for Peyton Manning, he kind of lived on for a couple more years. But still, we took those three down in the same playoff run, and that was the greatest year I've ever been as a Saints fan, period. And it's probably the greatest season we all have ever witnessed as a Saints fan community. It was the greatest year of our lives, and it's a year that we're never going to forget, and we hope that one day we'll hopefully replicate that. And, yeah, and of course, he would have gotten another one if it wasn't those stupid Los Angeles Rams. Ugh, I hate those guys. Seriously, I'm so glad they lost the playoffs. But anyway, as you know, he won a Super Bowl. He was the Super Bowl MVP, and for good reason. And he didn't stop there. After 2009, he just continued his onslaught of his greatness and his glory. He would rack up 5,000 yards almost per season. It felt like 5,000 yards per season. In fact, he still currently owns the most passing yards in consecutive seasons in a row. Nobody has touched that. Now, even though his overall career passing yards is now at 80,358 yards, and Tom Brady has since then surpassed that. It took Tom Brady at least 2 more seasons to finally surpass that, I think. It took him a little longer than he wanted to. So, man, I love Drew Brees, man. I could talk for hours about how good this man was, because he just has to speak for himself, really, because the man is legendary. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in not just Saints history, but NFL history. He's up there with the GOATs. And I guarantee, what's the wild part about how damn good this guy was? He's so good that most of his records are still untouched, even with the 17-game schedule we see today. The young quarterbacks that we see today, like, say, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, if I want to throw him out there, I guess. Jared, I'm about to do it. Jalen Hurts. There we go. About to say the wrong name again. But yeah, those quarterbacks of today, even with a 17-game schedule, still have not touched Drew Brees' record. The only person to do that was Tom Brady, and he retired like 2-3 years later. But that was after he broke the all-time passing record. And Drew Brees, he didn't not only just did it once, he did it twice. He broke one record by Johnny Unitas. Oh wait, no, that's a touchdown record. I'm sorry. He broke Peyton Manning's record, and then he broke his own record, and then eventually Tom Brady broke that record. But I still, it was Drew Brees who was the first to break that record, so I still claim that. So, the man deserved it. And to have such an honor to be a first ballot 2026 Hall of Fame candidate, you can't get any better than that. You just can't, I smiled for a whole hour last night, and I was supposed to get ready for the certification exam, and I couldn't help myself. It's like, I'm seeing somebody who I grew up with be a Hall of Fame, and that is special. Just imagine, like, if you're an older Saints fan, and you've seen that happen, and you've seen other Hall of Famers from the Saints organization come through, like like Willie Rowe, for example, Ricky Jackson, those guys, and they're Hall of Famers to this day. People have to correct me if they were first ballot Hall of Famers as well. I can't remember, but this one in particular, for my generation in particular, this is significant because this shows to be a Hall of Famer even at a relatively early age is significant, and you couldn't get. It's just amazing, y'all. It really is amazing. I love every second of it. I love Drew Brees to death, and he had changed New Orleans for the better. And it's not just for, and I probably forgot to touch up on that. It's not because of him winning games and being the most consistent quarterback in the NFL, but on top of that, he really changed New Orleans for the better. He resurrected this city after one of the worst destructions in U.S. history. Like, this man came to a city, like if you think about it, who the hell would come to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina? Seriously, who would come to New Orleans after that? Like, if you had, let's say, for example, Tom Brady at the time. Let's say if he was a free agent. Let's say he wasn't going to New England. Do you think he would come here to New Orleans? Hell no. Not even Peyton Manning. You couldn't ask any quarterback to come here after seeing the whole city get squashed and flooded the way it did back then. And the fact that Drew Brees himself decided he's going to come here, and despite what he just saw, and I know, like, when Sean Payton drove around the city and he was driving around some bad parts of it, especially the parts where he got seriously flooded and destroyed in sketchy parts of the city, the fact that he still decided to sign here speaks volumes. And let me tell you, I think it really, like, the one game that I think a lot of Saints fans will really recognize the rebirth is obviously the Saints and Atlanta Falcons game of 2006 in September 25th or something like that. I forget which day it was, but still, that day was significant. And it was at that moment I realized the city's coming back, and Drew Brees is leading the city right back to the top. Despite what we went through, despite the hell we went through, despite the rebuild process and everything, this man came and he resurrected the city. And not only did he help resurrect the city from doom and glare, he also was a huge active impact in the community. He was there for so many charity drives. He was there for the people. He didn't care. He was there for the people, and that's what. And he's always said that if you love New Orleans, New Orleans will love you back. And you know what? You couldn't have said that better. You couldn't have said that better, because we love him to this day. And he has a special place in our heart, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So, Drew Brees, congratulations, my man. I just realized I've been going on for 20 minutes talking about him. Like I said, I could talk about him for hours. I think anybody could talk about him for hours. And because he's such a significant impact to this program, this team that is, that nobody else would come close to what he did. Nobody. Maybe DeMario Davis, if I had to guess who would be close, but nobody would come close to what he did for the city of New Orleans, and also for the New Orleans Saints itself. Well deserved. I give my salute. I wear your jersey to this day for a good reason. Like, I refuse to retire this jersey, no matter even if he's retired himself. He's a man I will happily wear a jersey anytime, no matter how big or small I get. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject, which is Tyler Shough. And I got a really cool photo of the two of them together. Let me find it real quick. There we go. So, yeah, Drew Brees and Tyler Shough met up during, I think it was like a day after the NFL honors and all that. So that was really cool. So I thought I'd show y'all a picture of the two of them together. And let's go ahead and talk about Tyler Shough. Let's do a quick recap. So obviously, a lot of us already know that. Well, when I say a lot of us, I mean some of my friends who have been watching my videos know. Excuse me. They know how unenthusiastic I was about Tyler Shough in the beginning, but hold up, I lost. Well, there we go. Okay, so yeah, they know I was not a fan of Tyler Shough when we first drafted him, and some of y'all who have seen my videos saw my reaction and how poorly I reacted to it. So the fact that a couple months later he has changed my mind for the better, hey, look, I'm not mad about it. I absolutely love it. So anyway, so Tyler Shough, who was drafted in the second round at the 40th pick of the 2025 draft. Now, a lot of us were thinking, there's no way this guy's going to work out. Well, lo and behold, even though he didn't start right away, and a lot of us are starting to think he should have started right away, because who knows what would have happened if he had started sooner. But next thing you know, the dude is lighting up teams. Now, he didn't start off like that initially. He started off I wouldn't say he was struggling against the Los Angeles Rams when he had his first full start. I'd say he was actually pretty decent against the Rams. He only threw some late interceptions that really were just like brownie points at this point. But at the same time, I started to see something. I was like, hang on. There's some Drew Brees-like characters in this Tyler Shough guy. Let's see what happens when the next game comes up. Well, the next game comes up, and I think it was the Carolina game, if I'm correct. And that's when we really started to see him open up. Now, he didn't break 300 yards that day, but it was above 200 at least, because we've been seeing quarterbacks just get an average of like 200 yards per game. And that's like mainly Spencer Rattler, who was the starter at the time. And so he won that game, and I was thinking, oh, okay, he won this game. Okay, that's significant, because it took Rattler 14 games to finally get his first win. So like, all right, let's see how let's keep this going. Let's see where this goes. Sadly, we lost against the Falcons. I was like, crap. I was like, oh, here we go. We're going backwards again. Nope. After the Falcons game, he didn't look back. Like, sure, we lost to the Dolphins as well, but he played so well against the Dolphins, despite, I think he threw like 2 picks that game or something like that and lost a fumble. But still, after that, he started clicking. The ball started rolling, and Tyler Shough himself started to look really good in the final weeks of this past season. And sure enough, he finished in 9 games that he started. He finished with a 5-4 record. He was one of the best NFL rookie quarterbacks in the league. What's wild is, and Giants fans will hate me for this, but he finished better than Jackson Dart. And Jackson Dart's my boy, and I'm an Ole Miss fan, as y'all can see in the pennant behind me. So like, I was thinking Jackson Dart is going to be the best quarterback out there, but no, it was Tyler Shough himself. Can you believe that? And right now, Giants fans are absolutely salty that he didn't get Rookie of the Year. But I mean, come on, man. Jackson Dart, yeah, I still love you, boy, but no, you don't deserve it this year. That was Tyler Shough. Even though they gave it to Tetairoa McMillan, who also deserves it. But that was a different form of voting. Tyler Shough won the NFL Pepsi Fan Rookie of the Year. And you know what? That's my Rookie of the Year. I don't care what most of y'all say. That's my Rookie of the Year. And for him to win Rookie of the Year, essentially, even if it was just by the fans, and in just 9 games, that's significant. That is seriously significant. Like, come on. You can't get any better than that. We saw a lot of Drew Brees flashes along the way. And it has me thinking, can Tyler Shough follow Drew Brees' footsteps? Can he actually do that? Minus hurricanes and all that? And right now, Tyler Shough is doing everything he can to exactly win us over, and he's doing one hell of a job. Like, just recently, he went. There's a new Rouse's somewhere in downtown New Orleans or mid-city New Orleans. I forget where exactly, but there's a new Rouse's, and he tried to play undercover, even though if I had saw him there, I knew exactly who he was. He ain't fooling me. But for most people that were there, they didn't bat an eye. I guess most of them don't really know him well enough unless you're a diehard like myself. So, but anyway, the funniest thing is that he's winning people over, and he's doing things like that. That's exactly what you need to do. And he's going to restaurants, local New Orleans restaurants, not Chipotle like Derek Carr did. Good grief. Who goes to Chipotle? Man, come on. He's going to local New Orleans restaurants, and he's loving the food. In fact, in an interview he had before the NFL Hall of Fame honors and all that happened yesterday, I saw him try and spell out Chapatula Street, and anyone who's not a local here is going to find new ways to either mispronounce it or not even come close to spelling it. This man was one letter off. He just forgot to put an H in there. But for someone who is one letter off, that might sound ridiculous, I know, but how many non-locals do you know that can spell Chapatulas and pronounce it correctly? Exactly. You probably don't know anybody. Like, for him to come that close, oh man, you could just give him everything. Give him all the rewards and everything. Give him whatever he wants. Like, give him, like, if I had a po' boy shop, I'd give him free po' boys for life. Man, like, and there's a reason why he's going to be a part of the Crew Pygmalion. That's one of the Mardi Gras parades floating by this weekend. Wish I could go to that one, but sadly I got plans that weekend. But anyway, he's already getting invited to become a grand marshal or king of a Mardi Gras parade. Like, that is telling me you're winning the city over in the right way, man. And I love it. And I did hear some things that, and this is like from social media and other Saints podcasters, that is saying that he's already coordinating with Drew Brees to like practice with them and get some good guidance from him for this coming off season, and that I absolutely love. Drew Brees, give him your wisdom, give him your knowledge. Shough is already doing great for what he's done so far, but please groom him, be like his coach or something. I don't know. Because if you coach him up, oh, God, we're going to have another Drew Brees in our locker room. I mean, he won't come close to what Tyler Shough is doing right now. He's doing great at what he's doing. Because unlike Drew Brees, he's actually using his legs, and he's pretty powerful with his legs, believe it or not. Especially some of the games that we saw him running for his life, and he's actually bulldozing through people I'm like, whoa, dang, this guy could run people over. I love it. Man, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I don't know how often they're going to meet up this off season, but I hope they meet up enough to the point to where he takes in everything from the soon-to-be Hall of Famer. Like, this is significant progress. Now, on top of that, the Saints better do their damn jobs and get him some actual playmakers. I mean, sure, Chris Olave is a good start. If we had Juwan Johnson, I guess is a good start at this point, because he really established a good connection with him. He just needs to work on that on ball security here and there. So, but that's for next season to worry about. So, but on top of that, we got to get him an O-line. I've already mentioned it like a million times. Get him more receivers. If we get Jeremiah Love, and I'm advocating for Jeremiah Love, I've been watching his tape a lot lately. I'm really loving this kid, because we do need a new running back. So if we were to get an offensive weapon, get Jeremiah Love. I'm vouching my support for that. So, needless to say, I am very hopeful for where Tyler Shough is right now. And here's the other thing I love about Tyler Shough that I don't think I've mentioned before. I really love how humble this man is. He is just like Drew Brees with the humbleness. Because Drew Brees was so humble in his entire time with the New Orleans Saints. And it was very evident. And no matter how much praise he's getting, Tyler continues to say, he's just so humble about it. But he's constantly saying, like, I still got things to work on. I'm not perfect, but I really love the support and the fandom I'm getting right now. But I know there's some things I want to work on. I'm like, that tells me he's a man that's going to be dedicated to working his butt off. And I love it. And Drew Brees did that same exact thing. I just love every second of it, man. So, Anyway, so my hope for the long run is that this offseason is the offseason to where the Saints get him an offense to where he can work the chemistry with them, and that we start winning games again, and maybe hopefully next season we can become playoff contenders again. Because I mean, if you look at the Patriots, all they need was a few weapons here and there and a few offensive pieces here and there, and look where they're at right now. They're back in the playoffs. So you never know. We could be just like the Patriots, but next season. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, anywho, so the last thing I want to talk about today, and all glory to the Saints for having one hell of a weekend, and Super Bowl. So we got the Seahawks and the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. And I see my grandpa talking. How you doing, Grandpa? Thank you for tuning in, Grandpa. I love you very much. Who that, baby? So anyway, so Super Bowl 60. For those who wondered what LX means, that's Roman numerals for 60. I think most of us know that. So anyway, so we got the Seahawks and the Patriots. Should be a classic because we all remember what happened last time these two teams met. Granted, it was about 10 years ago, but it was still one hell of a game. I absolutely it was such a fun game. Like at the time, it was Marshawn Lynch with Russell Wilson and company with the Legion of Boom defense, and on the other side you got Tom Brady and his crew of shenanigans, and they had one good defense too. And both sides were exchanging blows left and right. It was one hell of a game. But the Seahawks did the dumbest thing that has haunted them ever since then. In fact, this has haunted Seahawk fans for life. They were on the 1 yard line, and they absolutely choked by throwing it when they didn't have to. When you had Marshawn Lynch sitting on the bench for God knows why. And to this day, Seahawk fans have not been able to live that up ever since then, especially towards Patriots fans. Patriot fans, I'm sure they're probably bringing it up left and right. And Seahawk fans are probably just sitting, seething with rage and revenge and everything. They're like, oh, I hope we kick their sorry butts. Anyway, so I think this is going to be a good game. Now, who do I personally think is going to win? On the Seahawks side, they got Sam Darnold. They got whatever that dude's name that had Jackson Smith Najibba, whatever his name is. JSN. Yeah, JSN. They also got Cooper Kupp, even though he's not a big impact player anymore for the Seahawks, or he never really was, but he's not an impact player to this day, sadly. But he's still on it nonetheless, and he's still a one talented receiver for the Seahawks. But on top of that, the Seahawks probably have Legion of Boom 2.0 at this point. Then you got the Patriots. The Patriots have one hell of a defense. The defense so far has carried them throughout the playoffs this year so far. The offense, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done. So, but they're going to be in warmer climate conditions, so I would imagine that they would have a better time this go around, because it's in California, and California's got no cold weather or anything of the sort. So there you go. Anyway, so who do I think is going to win this matchup? So I think based off the records, based how Seattle's been doing, and Seattle has just been cruising this playoff run. I'm sorry to Patriots fans, but I think I'm picking the Seahawks this weekend. I think the Seahawks are going to win. It's going to be close. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think they're going to win this time, but this time they're going to make sure they run the ball, especially if they're in that scenario again. I swear, if they're in that scenario again, that is going to be the funniest thing ever. Man, can you imagine if they're on the 1 yard line, they make the same mistake twice? That would be horrendous for Seahawk fans. I don't think Seahawk fans want to relive that again for the sake of themselves. So, but I think they're going to learn their lesson this time. I think they're going to win this game 23-17. I think the Seahawks defense might be too much for the Patriots to handle. Drake May, while he's been a really good quarterback for the Patriots this year, and he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year, I don't think he's prepared for what the Seahawks are about to throw at him. That's just my opinion. You can comment below what you think or who you think is going to win. Of course, Patriots fans and Seahawks fans would be biased. I obviously get that. But to all the non-biased NFL fans, such as myself, I think the Seahawks are winning 23-17. And I think this is going to be an instant classic. I can't wait. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really hope you guys enjoy this video nonetheless. I really hope, yeah, so that's all. I think that's all I got. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you guys very much, and your support means the world to me. I'm 2 subscribers away from 200. Hopefully that changes after this weekend, but we shall see. But anyway, your support means a lot to me, and I can't wait to post more content for you guys. So, and I will try to make more Mardi Gras videos, because apparently you guys really enjoyed the Mardi Gras videos. So I'll probably do that maybe for the next weekend coming up, because that's when all the best Mardi Gras parades are coming up. My uncle is riding in the crew of Bacchus, so that's exciting. So, yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Who dat, baby? Drew dat.
Hey, Gates, you are the savior. We yell